You're welcome to one of Lawyers Alert's extraordinary live streaming program. This afternoon, I will be your host, Jerome Uneje, and with me here is Madam.
My name is Victoria DAAOR.
Okay, this afternoon we shall be talking on the International Women's Day, and you all know that this year's theme is #Balance for Better. First of all, we'll be looking at International Women's Day. What does it connote? International Women's Day, as we all know, it's a day that is celebrated worldwide for women in order to mark their achievements, especially in social, economic, cultural, and political environments. That is why we are holding this program this afternoon. And again, we'll need to look at the importance of this day. This day, like I rightly said, is a day to mark Women's Day. It is a significant day in women's life. This has been on since 1911. So today is another day in the life of women where we'll be marking their day. This is a day where all women over the world celebrate, not just women, as so many that are in line with human rights. They come together to mark this year or this day just to celebrate women, their inspiring roles, and especially a way where they come to build our society. Madam, would you want to add anything to that?
I think International Women's Day is basically a day set aside to, like you said, identify with women all over the world, women who are making strides one way or the other, women who are contributing to the upliftment of society, which I believe almost every woman is doing, whether she's in the village, whether she's in the urban center, she's contributing one way or the other to the economic and social life of her environment. So it's a day for us to take a closer look at the issues that concern women, to see whether we're treating them well, whether we're giving women their right of place in society. It's a special day for us to do some introspection on our relationship with women and whether we're giving them. And I particularly like the theme for this year, which is balance for better, which means that if there's balance, gender balance, it would be a better society. We could achieve more if, both genders are given a level playing ground to interact. So basically, that's what today is all about.
Okay, that's fine. You said that this year's theme, which is better for
Balance for better.
It's a way where everybody could be brought to a playground, especially women in the society. Do you think that this theme, balance for better, is just the issue of women? Do you think the issue that theme is a theme that is to relate with women issues?
Well, it's a yes and no to that question, because if you ask me if balance for better is just focused on women, I'll say no, because we're trying to say the opposite gender, the men, should give women a level playing ground. But it's an all-encompassing thing, because it has a lot embedded in it. It's not just saying give women. We know that women are the most marginalized. We're more marginalized than men. We probably need to work a bit harder than the average man to achieve what a man would just achieve easily. So, but what we're saying is that give us a level playing ground, let there be space, and that discussion involves the two genders. We can't just talk to ourselves alone.
Yes.
But we need to, while we're asking the men to give us a level playing ground, we need to tell the women to step up their game. Nobody will give you a level playing ground just because you're a woman. you also need to be qualified, because it's not all men that come to sit at the table. Most times you have to have something to offer. So as a woman, you also need to have something to offer, so that balance, if we're talking about balance, it's not just in treat me like you treat yourself. Yes, we're all human, but if we're talking intellectually, you need to bring yourself up to par too. So look at balance that way. If we want balance, we also need to look for a way to support our husbands with, taking care of the home. So balance is not just for the women. We're also saying that if the woman can measure up, there will be balance and probably more respect for her. But a lot of us have opportunities to express ourselves. The average woman in probably my village would probably not have that kind of exposure or level playing ground. So in such cases, we talk to the people who have what it takes to give that woman an opportunity to say what is on her mind or to express herself. So the hashtag or the theme for this year is not just concerning women. It's an all-encompassing discussion that involves both the men and the women.
Oh, that's well spoken. I was thinking that that harsh balance for better, since it's not just the women issue now, I think it's a place where the women need to be brought into a balanced, talking about business, maybe a place where women can be brought into an office or key positions where they can assume these positions and begin to, like you say, to step up like the men, which they are ahead of us. So this, yes, they are ahead of us already. So we are trying very much maybe to catch up. So if we're saying that the women need to be well placed educationally, maybe to be able to occupy a position where they will be among board members of maybe a company or an organization, or maybe a place where, like for instance, maybe during elections, they are given grounds to also vie for positions and just be lifted up into key positions, like where they will be involved in decision making. Okay. I was just thinking that's what this is talking about.
I hear you clearly, and many people might not agree with me. But personally, I'm not too comfortable with stepping down standards for women. Because once you have stepped down the standard, you have accepted that you are lower. Okay. If you tell me that a man is buying a phone for 5 million, it should be the same price for the woman. That's the truth. But we keep arguing that we're economically lower, or we don't have as much money as the men. We can work and get that much money. We can rally around, support one woman to go into a place. If we have a woman who can deliver, why don't other female aspirants, or even the males in her family, come together, put together money? The men, some of those men who contest are not contesting with their own funds. There are people who are coming together and they have women supporting them. I know some women can even sponsor a whole political candidate. Why can't they do it for other women? You see, there's this thing about you wanting them. From the first time when they started the Ministry of Women Affairs, I was a bit skeptical about it, because it has its good parts, but we also have to look at the fact that it has a connotation that these people are very weak and just need to be brought up. It has its advantages, like I said, before people crucify me. But what I'm trying to say is that as much as possible, women should put themselves in a position where standards don't have to be lowered because of them. I was at a meeting where some female lecturers were suggesting that it would be okay to reduce the number of papers a woman would need for her to become a professor as against what a man would need, because the woman spends more time, she has to do this, do that, take care of the home. And I stood up and told them I did not agree. I did not agree at all. We all have our challenges. If we want to be respected, we have to succeed despite. Because no matter what, as long as people reduce standards for you, tomorrow they will always remind you that you did not get there on the same pedestal as the other person, and psychologically it has an effect on you, that they had to lower some standards for you to get to where you are. I think women have what it takes to stand on any playing ground. We just probably need to plan more. We probably need to pool resources more. We probably need to work together as a team, and I think at the end of the day we can achieve it. So we have many women that are on several boards. We have several women heading in the banking industry. We've had wonderful ministers, you know, in the federal executive. A lot of the women did very well. When you talk about such women, someone will want to remind you of one woman who did not do well, forgetting that we've had several men who did not do well. It's not a function of gender. Integrity is not a function of gender. It is not. It's a decision. It's a principle that you imbibe and you decide to practice. So I can be a man and be fraudulent. I can be a woman and be fraudulent. It has nothing to do with my gender. It has to do with my values and what I've decided to do.
That's true. Yes. In order for you not to be looked upon as one who assumed a position where standards were lower for you, do you think that, like you said, several women are out there that are maybe managers or directors of banks? Can you say the same thing of Benue State? Yes, because we are in Benue, and then we have women in Benue.
I think we're growing. The face of women in Benue is not the same as, I'd say, 10, 15 years ago. I think we're growing, we're getting better, but we can do much more than we're doing right now. In Benue State, we have, yes, the 30% affirmative action has never been reached, never. And I think in the current house, we have about 2 women or so, the House of Assembly, 2 women, if I'm not mistaken, from Buruku and Boku. And I think that's grossly underrepresented. I think I hear the statistics for this particular election. We have 987 men and 80 women coming out, and we know that for those 80 women, not being pessimistic, maybe 2 or 3 will clinch the positions they are going for, which are mostly deputies of one something or the other, or trying to go into the house. Fine. So in Benue, there's no female gubernatorial aspirant. Where we have deputies, they are in parties that we know little or nothing about. It's like maybe they just felt they wanted to just help the women. That's the impression. I think we can do better, but we shouldn't expect that the men will just hand it over to you. That's the point I'm trying to make. We might not be able to do it now, but we can plan for the next 4 years. We can begin to build synergy now. We can begin to work with somebody now. We can begin to identify people who can fit in now and begin to garner support. People think that men will just not support women. I don't think it's so. There's a level a woman builds herself to that even the men cannot deny the fact that she has what it takes. So I think we need to work together. I think we need to begin. Benue State, if I look at, let me take for example, Radio Benue, our local station. The DG is female. A lot of females are in positions of authority now, and we can see what is happening. The station is gradually coming back to its place of pride in the state. It's coming back. It might take some time, but they are working hard. It shows that it's not about the gender, it's about the person who is willing to work. These women are there and they are doing wonderfully well. I think if more women, we have a tendency to be a bit laid back in Benue as women. We tend to shout more than act. Apart from shouting, we need to act. We need to arm ourselves with what it takes to be able to face the manfolk. If I'm giving employment in my organization, yes, if I have 2 people who are vying for a position and the 2 of them have what it takes, they are male and female, It is only on the fact that the female also has the same, that I will give her the job. I won't give you a job just because you are female. I'm sorry, but I won't do it.
Okay.
Sorry, if you ask, I will not do it. But if you have what it takes, I'd rather pick you than pick the man, just to give you more opportunities. But do not expect that because you're a woman, things will be given to you on a platter of gold. I think if you look at the political setup, I frown at the only time you see a woman active in politics is women leader. They are the women leaders. Who said women cannot be the chairperson of the party? Why can't a woman be the secretary of the party? Why can't a woman be the PRO of the party? Why do they just fill all those positions? They look for woman leader. And we're very happy about it. We jump about that you are women leader. It's a good thing, but let's aspire for more. Let's move forward. Let's do more. Let's see ourselves as better than just being in the background. It might take time. I think with our cultural orientation too, yes, it affects.
Yeah, I was going to come to that. You see, like you have said already, you talked about women, about men who help each other to move. Then the women are there, and most times they are not willing to support themselves, support one another. Yes, I was in a meeting in Jos, an SRHR meeting in Jos, and then the women were so bitter because one of them said when she came out in her own party just to declare her intention to vie for a position, every woman was talking down on her. Oh, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. Instead of voting for this one, it's better we look at that other man and give,
Okay, can I do something? Men are also talking down on each other. It's just that they don't spread it so much. I agree with you that there's a tendency for women to pull each other down. But it's because of that fundamental low self-esteem that our culture has put in us as women, that our culture encourages in our women. So women are naturally, they say men are territorial, but women are more territorial than men. If a woman is in a place, she wants to be the only woman that is attracting attention. If another woman enters that setup, she feels threatened. She looks at your hair, she looks at your shoes, she looks at how the men around are responding to you, and that can cause a problem. Especially how the men are responding to you. Are the men more friendly? Do they seem to smile more at you? Are they passing compliments? That could intimidate a woman who has low self-esteem. And it is a fundamental problem with a lot of our women. Forget that we look very flashy outside, but a lot of women have that based on the experiences they've gone through from childhood to adulthood, where you've always been told you are at the back, you must be at the back. So yes, we have some women who would not want another woman to be there, but it's not necessarily because they think she can't do it. It's just that they want to also be in front, and if they can't be in front, then nobody should be there. We have this thing at the back of our mind that it's better for us to be subservient to a man than to a fellow woman. That's why you can be in an office and your staff would see you and just mumble a greeting, but see your husband who doesn't even work in that office and be all over him with greetings. It will happen. But there's an issue with low self-esteem that I think we need to be bothered about, and we need to think of helping our young girls to come out of, making them understand they are better and they can achieve a lot.
Oh yes, I was going to come to that soon. Like you said about the men, I want to bring in the issue of maybe jealousy. I don't know how to say the word, but jealousy, it's amongst women. It rallies around women. Women, if you ask me, I would say that even if men do that to fellow men, of course, those things you mentioned, they want to look at your hair, they want to look at your shoes. I don't think men are into these things.
Okay, and it's not all women that are into it. It has to do with your exposure and your level of, basically your exposure. Because exposure makes you more confident of yourself. So you find out that you're not competing with anybody. Exposure makes you realize you're unique on your own, and you have what it takes to achieve anything. So you are striving to beat your past record, not to beat another woman's record. So men also feel jealous. Men also get jealous. Probably the way they express their jealousy is different from the way women express jealousy. There are some women who don't even know what jealousy is. They don't know what jealousy means, as in they've never been jealous in that sense, because they are too focused achieving their dreams to be checking what another woman is doing. So it's not a women, jealousy is not peculiar to women. Men also get jealous, but probably express it by trying to get better and not to pull the other man down. But maybe we express ours by trying to talk down the fellow woman.
Okay. Well, I think that I wouldn't say you have brainwashed me about women not being jealous. Of course, we have.
I hope I have, because
individual differences, like you said. So most women, if you say a woman is the DG of this organization or of this radio station or that company, then my thinking is, if there's an opening or an opportunity for employment, then it shouldn't pass women by.
If you are qualified, why not? You can't sit at home. A man goes, gets his BSc, gets his MSc, gets his PhD. Then you sit at home, you have BSc, and then you come for a meeting and the man performs better, and you say because the DG is a woman, she should give you the opportunity. How?
That is not what I meant.
Okay, what did you
I was just thinking, most women, they work hard.
Okay.
You understand? And you know that in most homes, let me bring in maybe a married woman now, who is in a home, married to her husband, kids. I'm not saying she should bend, bend whatever she has because she has kids or because her husband is this or that. But you know that most homes, most things that keep women out of school or going further is finances. You understand? Of course, if you have a husband, he might wish for you to go further in school. But what if the finances are not there? He needs to cater for the kids, cater for maybe their school and everything, and then you as a woman, you don't have a job. Or maybe you have a job, but it's not a job that pays well. The take home is nothing. How do you go back to school?
You empower yourself, you do other things. The women who are selling things in front of their houses, you are not better than them. You see, a lot of times it's pride. We feel some things are too demeaning for us to do. I have a PhD, but there was a time in Makurdi when I sold pure water and mineral in a borrowed cooler to raise some money. But you see, you only see me now and you say she has a PhD. You don't want to know the story, the history, what I had to go through to get there. I think if every woman sits down and thinks deeply, she can find something to do. If you say women are naturally hardworking, all the effort you are putting in, caring for your home, cleaning your home, why don't you offer to clean someone's home for money? Why don't you offer to take care of your neighbor's children while they go to work instead of them taking them to a crèche? Why don't you think of, there's always something a woman can do to raise money. You see, we just have a dependency mentality that if you marry, is your gateway out of poverty. And usually we end up being disappointed because anything can happen to the man and his finances.
Exactly.
So if you can realize that you are also, you can also, generate funds to take care of issues. I know that it sounds strange, but there are lots of women who believe that their role in this world is just to have children. They shouldn't have any business. The man should bring all the money. In 2019, we still have women thinking like that.
Yes.
And they are educated. I'm not talking about the woman in the village, because the woman in the village goes to the farm, sells, probably has a mill where she grinds tomato in front, and we look at them and laugh. Then the so-called elites that are educated are sitting down and saying, no, my husband must do everything. So it's not even a function of education. It's just orientation. The way some of us see having resources. And let me tell you, any woman who doesn't have her own resources is at a very high risk in Africa. You must be able to have some form of resources, no matter how small. You can have a regular paying job and still have something by the side, no matter how small it is. I think, do you know, I did a research recently. It doesn't cost more than maybe 7,000 naira to start akara business from the scratch. From the scratch. That's, you don't have a pan, you don't have anything. With 7,000 naira you can start, and the turnover is very high. You immediately you sell, your money comes in, you buy what you need for the next day, and you start. But you see, some of us will look at it and think we've gone beyond that level, cannot do that. The proof that you've gone beyond that level is what you can do. Bring the money. If you have money, then you've gone beyond that level. If you don't, then my sister, you need to seek up.
Thank you very much for that eye opener. I'm sure that women are listening. Women in Benue,
And I hope they are not angry at
they can't be angry. You have only opened their eyes to what they don't know or what they have failed to realize all the while.
Yeah.
So that brings us back to you talking about customs, traditions, and probably religious belief. Maybe the women think that, okay, it's the duty of the man, like you said, to provide for me and my kids. It is the duty of the man to allow me stay in the house, probably watch TV. And yes, when they don't subscribe for you, there will be no food in that house that day. Or they pick quarrels here and there because there's no money for subscription.
I don't think it's about religion. I keep saying that. I'm a Christian, so I can talk from that angle. Anything I do, I try to understand why I'm doing it. I read the Proverbs 31 woman that every spiritual woman can quote. But did they read it deeply? I read that chapter and I realized that there's no mention about the woman's husband giving her money. From the beginning to the end. The only thing that man did was that he gave her an enabling environment. He allowed her to be herself. But if you read that, it says even the respect that the man was getting at the city gates is because his wife was very active at home. She saw a land, she bought it. He did not tell us, he said she thinks ahead, she plans ahead. When winter is coming, her family is already settled before winter. But you see, what a lot of us do is that our husbands cannot even sit at the gate. Which gate? Which time? Who give them that time? They have to go and hustle. Because for us to cook, I know women that will not even start the fire because there is no Maggi. When your father comes back, tell him to give us 100 naira to buy Maggi. It's that bad. It shows your self-worth and value for yourself. Now you want to buy a gift for your husband. You have to wait for him to give you money to go to the market, then you steal from inside. Then you buy him a gift with his own money. There are some things that when you think about, so I don't think it's about religion. Yes, maybe the teachings some people get. I think God didn't want men to be lazy. That's why he has admonished them to take care of their homes. But God also said we are helpmates. So, and God did not specify the kind of help we're supposed to give to the man. I think we need to know that he did not specify that your help is to give birth to children. That is a role that nobody can take from you. But the help you're giving your husband can differ. Your own husband might have problems with finances. He doesn't have enough. So, for me to be a proper help, for you to be a proper helpmate, you have to augment his finances. Now, my own husband might be a money bag, but does not know how to manage finances. So the help I'm to give him is to help him manage his resources. I think if we begin to look at life like that and understand that though we are helpmates, but we are configured to help different men for different reasons. For some men, they are too talkative, so they have a calm wife who puts her foot on the pedal, sometimes on the brakes, to help balance things. She's offering help perfectly. It's not for you to judge the kind of help you think the woman should give. If the man is progressing and getting better, she's doing her job very well. So I think women should just, if we could only try and realize that, I know that the tables are turning in many homes. Yes. Women are earning more than men in some homes. So if you're earning more than your husband, you still expect your husband to be the one to pay all the bills. Then you're a wicked woman. Because the time when he was earning more than you were thinking that you know, they we just have to be reasonable in all that we do. I just want my women out there to know that it's not rocket science. You can take care of yourself. It's a decision, and at whatever level you are, society has classified and stratified us low, medium, high income earner. Whatever level you are, you can make your life comfortable at that level and work towards moving to the next level. But resources are very important for women. You must, and then self-development. You can't even be a very good mother in this day and age if you don't have information at your fingertips. You must be one step ahead of your children at every point in time so you can be better. So I know that the challenges of women, yes, some women out there might be saying she has been talking as if there are no challenges. We have challenges, but I don't want us to dwell too much on the challenges and look for self-pity and people to come around and tell us how hard we're working. Let's focus on the goal, which is a better life for ourselves and for our families, and it is achievable. It is achievable if we put our hearts to it. Let's develop one day at a time. Build yourself and look at the fellow woman as your sister, who you can support in any way you can, and from whom you can also receive support if you need support. I think if we begin to look at life like that, that balance we're looking for will come. Balance for better.
Wow, it is achievable.
It is.
Thank you very much. I think you have opened my eyes too. How many of us are not reading the Bible the way we are supposed to? We're supposed to chew the Bible. We're supposed to read, meditate, not just read the wordings. Not just come, it's a textbook you read. Bible, as far as I'm concerned, is supposed to be the manual of life. Many people go back to the word of God wrongly. They will say the Bible does not permit this. I'm sure the eyes they used to read the Bible at that point was not what they were supposed to use. So sometimes when we read, we should use our minds, our heads. So thank you very much. But that also didn't cover the cultural tradition and everything. But I think that
some of our cultures are gradually fading away, whether we like it or not. Some things will just gradually, they will die a natural death as time goes on. The women should just keep trying to be empowered. That's all.
Hi, God. Thank you very much, madam.
My pleasure.
For appearing on this program.
Thank you.
I think that, having said all of this, we should have a suggestion for the people.
Okay, I think I tried to say that. One, empower yourself, women. In any way, try to learn more. I'm not saying it's no one zero, but there's time for relaxation. There's time when you need to gain knowledge. I'm not just talking about formal education, so please don't get me wrong, because some people out there might be saying, hey, is it everybody that will have PhD? Of course not. I'm not talking about formal education. I'm talking about knowing about what is happening around you, being able to empower yourself. It gives you a good feeling that you know what is happening around you. I also want to encourage the men not to feel threatened by women who are not to feel threatened by women who are, seemingly matching up with them, but to see them as partners in progress, to see them as people who would help them do better. To our younger girls, I want to say, empower yourself. Nobody will give you anything on a platter of gold. And I think together as a society, we can make life easier for our women and our young girls coming up. But let everybody, most importantly, see the other person as human and treat everybody the way you would want to be treated.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I think what I have to say to the people is that we shouldn't always sit back as a woman, as a girl, and think that the world ends where we are. Yes, you have talked about education. You have talked of information. There's no woman that sits that doesn't need information. Even the children you think you are called to bear, you need information to be able to raise them in a way that they will be important or be meaningful in the society. So I want to say that women, do not just sit back and relax and think that you are one who should depend because you are a woman, or because you think that you are a weaker vessel. No, you are not. You should try to equate yourself with the male folks. That is what I have to say. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you, Doctor, for coming on this very wonderful program.
My pleasure, thank you.
And also to our viewers, I want to say thank you for staying with us on this program. From us here is Baba.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.